All right, I'm live. All right, buddy, welcome. This is Transformational Tuesday, and so hope all of your Tuesdays are going amazing. I got a definitely cool little message I want to share with you today about transformation and how it begins with self-awareness. So if you're just joining me, thanks so much for being on. And if you're on the replay, thank you so much for watching. So I decided last week that I'd like to go live on some different platforms every single week and just bring some great content. And I was thinking today, since it's the whole hashtag Transformational Tuesday, what can I kind of bring? Because I love transformation. In fact, I just got out of the gym and just, really focusing on transforming my body. Today was back day, so I just got out of the gym. That's why I kind of dressed like this. So I was thinking about what can I kind of give here today? How, what can I do to add value to you all? And I thought about this, like, where does transformation begin? Like, where does it begin? Does it begin by taking action? Does it transformation begin by what you put in your mouth, in your food? Does transformation begin with a thought? Where does it begin? So the title of today is How to Transform Your Mind, Body, and Spirit. So the mind, of course, starts with a thought, and then your body is controlled by the mind, but also your mind is controlled by the body. So both the inside of you from the outside of you is controlled from both the inside and the outside. Okay, if that makes sense. The physiology actually, when you start to move your body, your physiology, that does start the transformation because that gives you a lot of the energy. So again, welcome if you're just watching. But I want to just title this, How Transformation Begins. It's through self-awareness. So what is self-awareness? Well, what's that saying? Common sense is not common sometimes. Well, I think self-awareness is not really common. I definitely have not had self-awareness a lot in my life, but as I get older and hopefully wiser, the more self-aware. Okay, so I have just three things that I want to share with you. Hopefully it adds value. And again, if you're getting value from this, go ahead and just say, value, or just to make sure like this is helpful, because I do kind of look each week, and I will look each week of like what topics really added value and really resonated with the people that are watching it. But I think this is important because self-awareness is said to lead to the choice to change. Now, I know change is a worse word than transformation because a lot of people are afraid of change, but that's what's so crazy. Change is inevitable. Would you agree? So we all want or need to or are going to have to change. And that really is the transformation process. In fact, a caterpillar changes into a butterfly, but it's right before it gets all ugly and smushy before it turns into this beautiful butterfly. So change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. And what I want to do is start with three steps to transform. And again, I come from being a CEO of a transformational company. I come from transforming my own life from being homeless to being a millionaire in direct sales. I come from a place of never really, doing well in English class to transforming and writing a best-selling book. So I mean, transforming relationships in my life as well. So the first thing is searching the heart. So the first step, I believe, in order for you to transform your life, both all three things, mind, body, and spirit, is to really search the heart. Because here's what the heart is. It's like if you ever threw up, and I know this is kind of nasty, but I actually got sick like a month and a half ago, and I was at a hotel traveling from Las Vegas to Chicago, and I think it was bad a Grubhub. I just something just it was just like 4 hours of just like, oh, I don't feel good. And then all of a sudden, like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'm like, I know that's not really the funnest thing to talk about, but I think that's what the heart does. So if we don't search the heart every day, I always like asking my loved ones, hey, how's your heart? I'll even ask my little girls, my little daughters, like, hey, how's your heart today? Are you mad at anybody? How's your heart? How do you feel? Like, especially right before they go to bed. And I think if we search our heart, if we really look into the depths of our heart every single day, before we throw up in our words, okay, before we get massively angry, before we just explode. And some people might just be asking you a question. You might have people just kind of like maybe give you a little bit of a hard time, but you have so much built up in the heart that you just blow up, okay? And now that's not really transforming, that's going to automatically create self-awareness, because now you're either in trouble or you piss somebody off. So your back might be against the wall, and we don't want that to happen. So in order for you to start really transforming the mind, body, and spirit, you have to search your heart and make sure that your heart is in the right place. Make sure that your heart is, and I know the heart is very devious too. So I'm not saying only be in control of your heart, but one of the things that I do is I do meditation in the morning. I do journaling, and I read my Bible, and then I go to my workout. And then during my workout, I'll listen to one of my favorite pastors, Andy Stanley. And I just got to say this: if you're looking for a good pastor to listen to, it really is Andy Stanley, because there's so many pastors nowadays that are just just and I get it. I'm not trying to judge anyone, but they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. They just like almost screaming, and they have all these followers and stuff. And I don't like that. I like just people that go straight from the Bible and give us content that we can apply. And that's how I want to be known as a communicator. Is I don't want to be flashy. I don't want to be like all over the place and energy. I just want to be a communicator that gives you things that are applicable right away to your life. And I know Andy Stanley does that for me. And he was even talking about that today, is, the heart is really, we can't in the tongue, right? So the heart is to the mouth. So out of your mouth is from your heart. Be aware if we're cussing and swearing and being negative all day, that's coming from the heart. So you have to check your heart, because something's black about your heart. Something's there: anger, anxiety, fear. And that's what I also help out in my other company as energy healing, getting healing around that negative energy. Because if you keep that in the body, it can go to the kidneys, it can go to the liver. Of course, we're creating heart walls. So when you create a heart wall, what happens is you're not going to let anyone in, or you're certainly not going to keep anyone in your life for a long period of time. So as soon as you remove those heart walls, what happens is you now can speak. It's almost like if you imagine your throat being clogged and you can't speak, or at least speak anything positively, because it's all like dirt and all this crap is coming out. It's almost like, again, you're throwing up because you have so much healing that you have to do surrounding your heart walls. And this could lead to disease. So in a physical sense, this could actually lead to an actual disease of your body because of these things that are happening internally. So that's why we have to understand what the Bible says about guarding. I'm not trying to be holier than thou or something, but I do read my Bible every day. It's something that I've committed to recently, to just try to understand, the love that Jesus shared, especially to the world. And back then, when Jesus was on earth, a lot of the Pharisees, pastors, preachers, bishops, all that stuff, priests, were very, very loud. And they said, you can't do this, you can't do that. And they were constantly preaching, while Jesus is like, like, search your heart, because all of the things that you're making up about this religion and that religion, and you have to do this and you have to do that, like, that doesn't matter as much as what's coming out of your mouth. Because as you know, we're commanded to love one another. So if we're not loving one another, and I'm not saying you just have to be used all the time, and even if people are mean to you, you just have to be like, I get it, brother, bring all of your meanness, I accept it. No, I'm not saying that, because loving is also loving yourself enough to flee. It's loving yourself enough to get away from folly people and people that are just not good and toxic people. You can walk away. You don't have to stay, just because you're supposed to love one another. But all I'm saying is, it's not about that position in life. It's about how you're treating people from the heart. So anyway, that's how you're going to change your mind, body, and spirit. First and foremost is creating self-awareness of what is coming out of your mouth. And just look at the past week. Have you been lifting people up? Have you been gossiping? Or have you been judging? And the thing is, when I got to tell you, recently, in the past 30, 60 days, I've not been around, but I've heard a lot of judgment from people coming kind of my way. And I'm not saying it's all about me, but it's just judgment. It's just like, this person, and people literally give advice. And I don't think you should ever give advice to people on what you think, how they need to live their life. Does that make sense? That's God's job. What we need to do is always just be an example. So I think we as human beings, we get into this, maybe we're not aware, but we start to judge people. Well, this person, of course, they're going to do well because of this, or this person, of course, they're going to fail. And sometimes when we see like celebrities and we see like big time people make massive mistakes and then they lose their influence, our hearts are like, awesome. I've literally seen people that are supposed to be like really good and everything, like excited when somebody gets a divorce. I've seen people like, yeah, of course, I could have called that. That's the darkness in our heart that we all have, including myself. So in order for us to transform into mind body, ask ourselves that tough question. Am I really happy when people get divorced? Am I really excited when someone that's successful fails? Am I really excited that I'm not succeeding? Am I really just constantly living in my past? So just think of that. Number two is once you can actually create that, you can actually start to clear the blocks. Because look, again, common sense isn't common. And again, I'm not trying to name call, but people that are, people that might be, well, I don't want to name call. So how do I say this? Maybe they're not so intelligent. Well, anyone can be intelligent when it comes to emotional intelligence. Does that make sense? So once someone's emotionally intelligent or they have emotional fitness to know that they're in the wrong and that they need to change their heart, then we can help clear blocks, self-sabotage blocks, fear of success, fear of failure, heart walls being removed, abundance being, that's where the transformation really starts. The action side, the conscious side of this, is starting to clear those blocks so that you don't have to keep walking in that, and you can get out of the storm that you're actually probably creating yourself in that self-sabotage. So clearing that block is really the next step after you start to clean your heart out. So, maybe, when was the last time you cleaned your house? I mean, I cleaned my kitchen today, and vacuumed and stuff like that. So it felt to clean the house. So today, what if we cleaned the heart? What if we got a detox from all of the negativity in our heart, all of the negative thoughts that we had coming from the heart, all of the I can'ts, I won't, I never will, I never can, being completely removed? What would happen? What would it take for you to clean that heart and to really, get to that next level? What is it going to take? Because the third thing is moving forward. So we're all going to move forward. Life moves forward, whether you like it or not. You can't just hang out in your house all day, even because it's COVID. You can't just like hang out and chill because bills are still needing to be paid. Your car note is still needing to be paid next month. The mortgage still needs to be bills. There's things. Your body's getting older and older every second as we go. So there's two options in life. You can move forward or move forward, but you got to choose which one on how effectively that you're going to move forward. Because at the end of the day, either life's going to make you move forward or you can be the creator of moving forward. It's up to you. But there's no choice that you are going to make that you could just stay stagnant. Now, you might think that you're going to stay stagnant, but there's no way that you will stay stagnant. It's just not the way gravity works. It's not the way the world works, 360 degrees, going, 365 days around the moon, and it's just not going to, around the sun. It's just not going to work that way. So my encouragement to you is this, a lot of people want to transform, but very few people do. And the people that actually choose to not transform are going to get their butts kicked. They're going to get the toughest life you can ever imagine. And it's of their making. But and I'm not saying if somebody chooses transformation, I'm not saying that they're not going to get their butts kicked. They might, again, get their butts kicked too. But you know what those people are going to revel in? They're going to be so appreciative of the lesson, as opposed to the other person that is going to complain and be the victim and complain about how much life sucks. But if they just made the decision to focus on the transformation and create the self-awareness that they're not a victim, they're not entitled to anything. And that's one of the coolest things is when you actually can not be attached to an outcome, when you actually cannot be attached even to your spouse or to your ex. I know so many people that get divorced and that crazy ex, right, is still attached. They're still in their Instagram and Facebook years later. Okay, I've seen it with my own eyes. And they're just like always still in that victim mode of what happened to them 10 years ago. But it's amazing what happens to their physical body. They're aging quicker. They're never happy and they never can receive love because no one's going to love them, because everyone wants to get away from them. They want to run away, but they have no awareness of how they come off and their energy. So you don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. So my encouragement to you is just really look, just like I have, and I will continue to do that. And just like, hey, what did I do wrong? What can I take full responsibility for? And I'm not saying I take full responsibility for everything, blah, blah, because sometimes I'm going to get the short end of the stick. I mean, life's not fair. So if life was fair, it'd be a lot different, but life's not fair. So you might be right now in a place where you got the short end of the stick. Not fair, you're doing everything right. It's not long enough. Maybe you haven't been consistent enough. Maybe you're right for a week. And then you might fall back to that old you. And transformation is a real transformation. Like, you don't just like transform and then fall back. Like, it's a full transformation. And I'm not saying you're not gonna have struggles still, but you don't go back. Like, I would never go back to being homeless in 2004 because I'm never going to go back. I've transformed from that mindset of being broken, homeless, having my car repossessed, to even if I was broke right now, I'm never going to be homeless because I'm so entrepreneurial minded. And I've learned so much over the years that I'll never be broke. I'll always have resources. The greatest resource is being resourceful. And once you get to that point, you're going to learn so much once you choose to transform, that people can take everything away from you materialistic wise, but they can never take your brain away from you. And you can always keep creating new things, new ideas, new opportunities, because no one's going to take this away from you. They might take away your materialistic stuff, but God forbid someone takes away your confidence in who you really are and why you're here. So that's my encouragement to you as you're focusing on hopefully your transformation. That's how you really, I would say, start your transformation. You can't be not self-aware and get results in life. You can't. That's like saying you want to be happily married, but it's never your fault. That's like saying I want to have a six pack, but I'm going to eat junk and I'll just go to the gym twice a week. There's no self-awareness there. So there has to be a logical side of your brain that actually connects the dots on what really needs to happen in certain situations. So, and it starts, I would say, in your heart. So with that said, thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to do these every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If I do add value to you, you're welcome to inbox me. You're welcome to comment. I love to get this rolling. I want to make a massive impact. I also upload this to my IGTV on Instagram. You can follow me at Todd M. Cahill over on Instagram. And then also, I'd love to hear from you. How can we invite you? I think a great leader invites people on the journey. So how can I invite you on a journey of a lifetime? And there's so many things that I even offer you. I don't know where you're at in life. I don't know if you need more connections. I know my really close friends are connecting me to all of these unbelievable opportunities right now. I mean, already my day has been stellar. I've literally opened up my mind to so many possibilities today because I have really close friends that are connecting me to other amazing people. So again, if you don't have a community, if you want to build a community, you let me know. There's so many things that I can do, with you and for you. You gotta just be, open to asking for help. And that's why, again, I do these videos so I can connect with the right people, want to be leaders, people that already are leaders, people that want to build influence, people that want to lead from the front. That's who I want to talk to, and that's who I want to really connect with. So thanks so much for watching this. Appreciate it. Until next time, have an amazing day.